Hey there, welcome to the Binge, AM style. I'm your host, Bill Freitas, part of this complete nutritious breakfast. And I, in fact, was born in Kapiolani Hospital in Honolulu, Hawaii, September 9th, 1968. True story. And I can produce a birth certificate in less than 2.5 years. Let's get right to it, shall we? First off, I'd like to thank Charlie Sheen for gracing Tampa with his positive and positively bat guano insane presence at the Ice Palace over the weekend. Not only did he share his truly dizzying intellect to literally tens of people ranging from sleeveless societal welfare drains to curious rubberneckers thinking that they might actually see an onstage suicide, but he also apparently infused the Bay Area with the biggest catchphrase since Paris Hilton drunkenly mumbled, "That's hot," before passing out into her own vomit. Immediately after the Sheen show, both the Rays and the Lightning treated their fans to a weekend chock full of winning. Very sorry. Both Saturday and Sunday, the Rays took the series up in Toronto. That included AL Player of the Week James Shields pitching his second consecutive complete game victory. And the Lightning skated up to Pennsylvania around brunch Saturday after being down 3-1 and stomped the crap out of Pittsburgh in a Penguin beatdown not seen since Batman 2. No, the crappy one in the 80s. Then, just like that, Charlie was gone. Only the lingering presence of superficial victory, megalomania, and maybe a few brand new STDs remain. By the way, as soon as the Lightning returned to the scene of the crime, they forced a Game 7. Coincidence? Yeah. U.S. District Judge Susan Richard, a woman judge, what'll I think of next, added a twist in the most boring NFL soap opera since Jen Sturger and Favre's Wrangler snake by basically scolding the NFL and telling them to knock off all this lockout business after declaring the players were likely to suffer harm to their short careers if it were to continue. We needed a judge to tell us we lose money if we don't work? The league has filed an appeal, and another riveting meeting of the minds is expected on May 16th. Meanwhile, the first round of the NFL draft takes place Thursday night. I can see it now. Welcome to the NFL, son. Yeah, we're going to need that jersey back. Thank you. Now, get the hell out of here. We're not even supposed to be talking. Miami wide receiver and NFL punk number 137, Brandon Marshall, faced severe and immediate discipline for his apparent misbehavior problems at home by his wife with a good old-fashioned kitchen knife stabbing. Tongue twister Mishi Nogami Marshall was arrested Friday evening for aggravated battery with a deadly weapon and claimed she was protecting herself. Brandon used the old battered husband's standby excuse and told officers earlier that he fell on a broken glass vase, but investigators noted that evidence did not substantiate the claim. Unless, of course, he fell on the vase like 97 times and that red stuff on the kitchen knife was Easter egg dye. Happy Easter. At a speaking engagement in Indiana last Saturday, former coach, ESPN analyst, and president of Disturbingly Tight Sweater Aficionado magazine, Bobby Knight, said 5 starters on the 2010 Kentucky basketball team, quote, had not been to class that semester. ESPN has yet to comment about how or if it plans to hold Knight accountable for his comments. Good thing he didn't clap at a NASCAR race or address Coach Calipari as "sweet baby," or he'd be out on his gray-haired ass. NFL ex-con Ron Mexico, alias Michael Vick, spoke out against a new app created by Android called, wait for it, Dog Wars, which allows players to participate in video game dogfights. The felon issued a statement calling for Android to disallow the app because it portrays dogfighting as fun and games, instead of a serious and complex business, I would assume. I've come to learn the hard way that dogfighting is a dead-end street, said the alleged herpes sufferer. I think it's important to send the smart message to kids and not glorify this form of animal cruelty. Speaking in support of Vick's statements, O.J. Simpson went on to say that Rocky V inspired him to commit murder in 1994. Not because the movie glorified violence, but that it was awful. Lakers forward and ironically named Derek Carter was arrested on charges of battery, public drunkenness, and resisting arrest in New Orleans at an international house of pancakes. Welcome to the club. After shoving a female cashier. Yeah, you're out of the club. It was earlier reported that the girl was pregnant, but in actuality that became false once it was determined that she was actually built like an international house of pancakes. After suffering from severe stomach problems for almost a year, Mariners center fielder Franklin Gutierrez was finally diagnosed with irritable bowel syndrome. Welcome to the club. Beer and Taco Bell equals awesome at 3 a.m., but comes at a price later. Hey there, Franklin? Speaking of skid marks, Jason Chambers wore his lucky Kansas basketball outfit for every single game during the Jayhawks' 2008 national championship run, and last week some naked jackass broke into his house, threw it on commando style when a police canine unit arrived and gave chase. Luckily for authorities, if the investigation should get complicated, there should be an abundance of DNA samples, both of the lemonade and fudge variety, found in the stolen shorts. That's it for this week's breakfast edition of the Binge. Hey, plenty of time for brunch. For those of you not familiar with the term, it's breakfast with alcohol. See you next week, folks.